I sit alone in this creaking rocking chair, the only sound in this empty house besides the occasional gust of wind rattling the window panes. Time has a cruel way of stretching out when there is nothing left to fill it. Once, I had a life filled with love, laughter, and the warmth of family. Now all I have is silence and regret. It wasn't always like this. I was a younger man once, strong and full of purpose. I had a wife who loved me and children who looked up to me. But I was also a proud man, stubborn to a fault, and I let my own anger and selfishness destroy the very things that made my life worth living. I see it all now, clearer than I ever did when it mattered. My wife Anna was my anchor, my home. She had this way of looking at me, her eyes filled with both understanding and sorrow, as if she knew how fragile the peace between us was. And yet she stayed. She loved me despite my flaws, despite my temper, despite the nights I came home late, smelling of whiskey and bad decisions. I told myself I was providing for us, that my long hours and my hard work were for them. But the truth was I was running, from responsibility, from my failures, from the fear that I wasn't enough. My children, Emily and Thomas, used to wait by the door for me when they were little, their tiny hands reaching out, eager for an embrace, a story, a moment of my time. But I always had something more pressing, something that couldn't wait. Work, a drink, an argument. I gave my attention to everything except the people who needed it most. I remember the fights with Anna. At first they were small, manageable. Then they grew into something else, something sharp and cutting. She would beg me to talk to her, to spend more time with the children, to be the man she knew I could be. And I, foolish and blinded by my own pride, would push her away. I'm doing the best I can, I would say. But she knew better, and so did I. The night she left still haunts me. I came home late, as usual. The house was too quiet, too still. When I called for her, for the kids, there was no answer. Then I saw the note on the kitchen table. "I can't do this anymore," it read. "I love you, but love isn't enough if you won't change." I remember standing there, the paper trembling in my hands, my breath caught in my throat. I wanted to believe she would come back, that it was just a moment of anger, a temporary thing. But days passed, then weeks, then months, and she didn't return. At first I was angry, at her, at myself, at the world. But anger is just pain disguised as something else. And when it faded, all that was left was sorrow. I tried to reach out, but by then, the damage was done. My calls went unanswered. My letters returned. The family I had taken for granted was gone, and I had no one to blame but myself. Years have passed since then. I heard that Emily went to college, that Thomas started a family of his own. I wasn't there for any of it. I wasn't there for birthdays, for graduations, for the little moments that make up a life. I missed it all because I was too proud to change when I still had the chance. Now all I have are memories and an aching emptiness that nothing can fill. I sit in this empty house where echoes of laughter have long since faded, where love was once abundant, but now only ghosts remain. I whisper apologies into the night, knowing no one will hear them. Regret is a terrible thing. It gnaws at you, relentless and unforgiving. I would give anything to go back, to hold my wife one more time, to tell my children that I love them, that they were always more important than the things I chose instead. But life doesn't grant second chances. It only gives you time to remember the mistakes you made. And so I sit here, an old man with nothing but regret, waiting for the days to run out, hoping that somewhere, in the hearts of those I lost, there is still a place where I'm remembered.